I'm standing on the road to the top of Kerrs Lake. On this side of the road is Kerrs Lake. On the other side is Riding Mountain National Park. I got a tip about fishing in here for a decent-sized pike. It's a very unpleasant day, and the put-in is a little bit dicey, so I'm going to give it a shot. It looks like it would be better for canoe than that guy right there. But anyways, we're going to give it a shot. Supposed to be a high of 14 today, but it's around 6, and it's pretty blustery, and I have a toque on, so we'll see how this turns out. Either way, let's have fun. Alright, well, that was kind of dicey to get in. You can see from the shoreline. You can tell by the wind too, it's maybe I won't be out here very long. Maybe I'm just fishing this one area here, but it's pretty gusty. Completely not what was predicted. Nonetheless, we're going to give it a shot since we're already here. Maybe I'll try the other part of the lake. Maybe it's a little easier to deal with. Alright, now comes the fun part, trying to get out of this thing. Well, I've gone to the south end of the lake here, and it's a little easier getting in. But it's pretty windy down here. But there are some loons down here, which means there's something for them to eat. And maybe the water's a little clearer, so I'm going to check it out. Ooh, it's not too, that was way too close. Alright, and then we'll see what happens. I mean, more the way the heck out here. This is some sort of camping area that's not really marked on the map. It doesn't have a name. I see an outhouse and some wood and some garbage cans. I didn't know this existed, so someplace new on the planet. Alright, hopefully talk to you later with a fish on. Alright, so a little bit easier launch than that. You can see there's a proper boat launch here, which means might not be a place I come in the middle of the busy season. Busy season being the one where people are going around in circles really fast. Anyways, having said that, the water here is a little bit clear. If you look down at my fins, you can see a little bit better. We'll find out soon enough if it's less windy here. I think we're a little bit more protected. So we'll see how that all works out. Oh, there we go. No, we don't. That was a hit for sure. I was asleep at the wheel. I'm so busy with the driving around and the fighting the wind that I forgot about the possible fish hitting. I don't think it was particularly big, but nonetheless. All right, let's see if we can follow our own advice there. So my own advice is when I take people pike fishing, clients, as I say, either sit in the weeds and cast to the deep or sit in the deep and cast to the weeds. So I find myself in the weeds there, so I'm going to cast to the deep rather than if I can feel the bottom. And my own advice produces a fish. There we go. Not a huge fish. But my own advice, I was in the weeds and I cast to the deep. And he's got lots of weeds on him. And he's not very big. Let's see if I can. This is always the fun part with pike. Getting that thing out. And my basement is kind of in a complete disarray because of a renovation, so I couldn't find it. All right, here we go, buddy. You're not very big, so we'll try and get you in here. Not very big at all. And he's kind of tangled up too, so we'll just try and deal with him. So I'm just using regular old pliers here because well, because of that. Alright, buddy. And now we're all in trouble here. Come on. Come on. Sometimes people think getting rid of a pike is hardly worth the trouble, but oh, those lovely teeth. There we go. Oh, yes. There you go, buddy. Alright, and that kind of messed up your fly, but there you go. Sit in the weeds, cast to the deep. Sit in the deep, cast to the weeds. Another tip when you're doing it this way, when you're sitting in the shallow part of the and casting to the deep, would be to put either a weighted fly on or a sink tip on. I'm not going to go to that much trouble today, since this much unsettled weather might not produce that many fish, he said, having caught his second fish in as many casts. Okay, so here we go. Again, I don't think a particularly large fish, but about the same size as the last fella. And same dealio. I'm gonna let you go, buddy. Yeah. The real trick here is not to lose this bloody pliers. There we go. Pike number 2 in 2 casts. Again, following my own advice. If you're in the shallows, cast to the deep. If you're in the deep, cast to the shallows. So I'm going to stay in the shallows and cast to the deep. There we go. So, oh, thought we were going to go 3 for 3. Okay, that was awesome. By awesome, I meant finally some stuff's happening. Finally. Oh, there we go. Oh. Okay, so fine. Oh. So we're back to that, are we? The one where the fish hold on to it for a little while, give you some false sense of hope, and then let go. There we go. And I'm really shallow, and I don't know if this guy's bigger, but he's fighting a little bit better. Definitely fighting better. But I don't think he's bigger. Yeah, definitely fighting better and definitely not bigger. Maybe hooked better or something. Yes. Again, same idealio. It's actually smaller fish. And a little advice on pike. The small fish are the ones that you tend to get injured on. At least that's been my experience. The big ones, you get a little bit more room to maneuver. But I have found with those smaller ones, they're a little bit more to deal with in terms of just a little tighter, the mouths are smaller. So you can see, I don't know if you can see those teeth, even on the little ones there. There you go, buddy. So I'm avoiding putting my fingers in there. There we go, buddy. And away you go. There we go. Will it stick though? Ugh. Another fish that just... My guess is they're holding on to it, but somehow it's not hooking. They got very hard mouths, and it's a fly, so it has one hook. It's not like, you know, your typical spin fishing type lure that'll have 9 hooks on it, and you're hooking them in the mouth and the lip and the eye and the gill, and the dorsal fin, and all that sort of thing. Like a ton of bricks. I don't know if you're any bigger than the rest, and you are giving up already. Well, let's see now. You hit like a ton of bricks, but that doesn't mean you're any bigger. It just means you hit as opposed to, oh, let go, or, alrighty. No, not any bigger. You just hit it really hard, which, oh, and you let go, which was nice because, A, you weren't that big, and B, sometimes when those little fish really hammer those flies, it's like so deep inside them that it's a bit of a hassle to get it out. So why do you pike fish? Well, because eventually, maybe not today, on such an unsettled day weather-wise, but eventually you get into one that's not, you know, 15 inches, it's not 20 inches, that's maybe in the high 20s or low 30s, which is a nice fish. Maybe you get into something that's mid 30s, which is a really nice fish. And here, you know, in the southern part of the province, we don't get too many. It's not like going up to some of the northern lodges where the pike get super big.